Hello there, and welcome to my 2023 LEGO Clone Army video. This is a video I've been very excited to do for a super long time, but I've been waiting for some things to come, and mainly these new Fall First Battle Packs, which I picked up on a video that you should totally check out, which I will link in the description below. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. Currently, I think it's 146 Clone Troopers, I believe. So that's kind of insane. So let's jump into it right now. Okay, so jumping on in, I think we're gonna start with the clones. So let's kick it off where it all began, at the front with Jango Fett. So obviously, Jango Fett's not a clone trooper, but I mean, he's literally the father of all these boys. So I put him at the front. I kind of did it in a kind of a chronological order. So we have where it begins with Jango. Then we got some Attack the Clones action. So we got the captain, the lieutenant, and the commander. I don't have the sergeant. I'm hoping to get him soon. Thankfully, he's the cheapest out of all of them. I don't have the original commander either, but at least I have this one, so that's fine. But yeah, so thankfully, he's the cheapest of all of them. And then we have 14 of the new 2022 Phase 1 clone troopers from those clone army packs that like the blister packs that are super hard to get, so I'm super happy I have 8 of them. In the back, I just have some of the more realistic, 2 of the more realistic Phase 1s. And then we go into the just because you get my issue with the blister bag is you get all the Phase 1s, which look awesome, but then you get a ton of clone commanders, which doesn't really make a lot of sense. But yeah, so I just kind of have them set up there. So we got 7 clone commanders there. And then we have a pilot, of course, my only clone pilot. It's from that 2013 gunship. And then I only have 3 of the 2008 clone troopers, Phase 1 clones, which is a little disappointing. I'd love to have more of them. But yeah, so I probably do maybe somewhere in the Lego bin upstairs. I don't know. I feel I had more of these Phase 1 clones as a kid back in the day, but as of right now, these are the only ones I have. And I have the ARF and then the Phase 1 clone gunner. And then they aren't technically clone troopers, but I have 2 of the Senate Commandos and then one of the Senate Commando captains. They aren't technically clone troopers, but I count them anyways. And then some more Clone Wars action with 3 of the bomb squads. One I slapped a visor on him, kind of give him that Commander Cody kind of look. And then one of the East Coast troopers. And I think he looks super cool with that black rangefinder. I think he looks super sick with that. And then one of these Phase 1s, I gave him Commander... I kind of made a Commander Bly kind of kit bash, but I don't have a pauldron or anything or comma for him. But I think these Phase 1s, they look really sick with that... with the macro binoculars. The only thing though is you can't really stick them up because that doesn't really look good and they don't stay up, so you kind of have to put them down, which is fine. That's kind of the look you're going to go for. And then my Phase 1 Captain Rex, which has served me for so many years. Sadly, some of the blue, as you can see at that top, is it's coming off the helmet, which I'm a little sad about, but it's okay. I've literally had this guy since 2010, I want to say. I remember my grandma bought it in the dwarf spider, no, not the regular size spider droid set with Luminara. I remember, and I've had him ever since. I'm so happy I have a Captain Rex. He's seen better days, but overall, honestly, for a toy that's been played with, like, he is in very good condition. So yeah, and then we got, actually, let's talk about these guys. I have some more up front. I have the ARC Trooper, which is missing the pauldrons and then the backpack and all that, but he still looks really cool. I really wish they used this ARC helmet more. I mean, come on, give us 5s, give us Echo. Even some of the Battlefront 2 ARC Troopers would be super cool. And then we got Commander Cody, of course. And then a custom kind of ish Commander Grease, because I don't have I got this in a big haul from my buddy Joel. He just gave me like a bunch of minifigures and they had Grease helmet, but not Grease body. So I pieced together a Grease. But yeah, Commander Cody, I also really wish I had that Palpatine hologram, but unfortunately I don't. So he's just holding that little blue thing for now. And then we got in the back 6 187th troopers, 2 of the airborne / commanders, and then 4 of just the regular guys. I really like these 187th. They come in that $150 Canadian set, so you only get 2 of them plus the commander. So they're a little tough to army build. I'll definitely get 1 more fighter tank before it retires because I do have 3 of the AATs, so kind of pair that up. Then 2 of those BARC troopers / Commander Neo looking dudes. I really like these guys, actually. It's just, again, they only came in 1 set and you only got 1 of them, so they're kind of tough to army build. And then just some 41st Kashyyyk troopers there, only up to 2. I actually would really like to army build these guys because they are pretty cool. And then the 332nd troopers, again, only 1 in a set, so they're just super hard to get, a lot harder than those 187th.
So I have 3 of them, and yeah, probably maybe I'll buy some more loose, but even loose, they're like 20 bucks a piece. So that's still a lot just on one trooper there. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I definitely do want to get more of them though. Maybe get 10 total kind of thing. And then we got some 212th action. I love these original helmets from 2014, and then the airborne. I have the one of those super expensive airbornes that came in the General Grievous Starfighter in 2020, but I only have the one, and then the 2014 version. Clone Gunner, and then these ones. They're still nice. They look good in the army, but man, those helmets really killed me. Although, PSA about these, I contacted LEGO after ordering replacement parts, even though I knew they would still come misprinted. And I'm like, hey, these don't look like what they did on the box. And they gave me 1,000 VIP points. So if you bought an ATT recently, maybe go complain. I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask. Yeah, so that was like 10 bucks. That's 1,000 is 10 bucks. So, yeah, so I ended up actually using that recently on File First Packs. Then won the 2014 realistic, and then we're back to the front here. And then just the Bad Batch to kind of finish this whole thing off. Yeah, I really like these. I hope we get their season 2 designs and also an updated crosshair. I don't know that helmet, the phase 2 episode 3 clone trooper helmet never worked for me for crosshair. I don't know. I think he needed a custom helmet. I think for Hunter and Echo it looks good, but I don't know. At least at the very least, give him the new one with so he could have the rangefinders. But yeah, I really hope we get those season 2 designs. Now it's time for the file first. So we have in total 29 of the new 2020 design 501st, and then 10 of the jetpack troopers. I don't know where my 30th file first went. I literally don't know. I have no clue. So we're short a trooper, even though we shouldn't be. And then I also have 2 of the original 501st. I really like these guys. I definitely prefer the new ones, but I don't know, these ones kind of bring me back. They're such a nostalgic design, especially that they use that old Clone Wars printing. But yeah, so we've got some with the longer guns there, and then some with the shorter guns. And then to top off the File First Army, we have 5 each of the Clone Officer, and then the Clone Specialist from the new File First pack. And then we have 10 of the Heavy Troopers. And I really like this new battle pack. I definitely prefer the old one. I really like the older design. The older design's much better, but I do really like the macro binoculars on the Specialist, and I really like how the Heavy Troopers look there. And then I'm not a big fan of the Officer. The Officer's probably the weakest link for me, but still cool. So yeah, that is the clones of the Clone Army. So let's just jump into the vehicles because we have a lot of those too. Okay, so a lot of the vehicles we have in bulk are like battle pack builds. Most of these are fairly recent. I don't have a lot of the older clone sets because I had them as a kid and then I kind of destroyed them. And as of late, I've been trying to rebuy some of them. But we have 6 of the File First AT-RTs from that battle pack. I really like this AT-RT design. The only thing I just don't like is that stud shooter. Doesn't look good. And then 5 of these little AV7 cannons. And I know they aren't exactly to minifigure scale, but I think they still work. They're a cute little design, and I think they work for a battle pack build. Something different than the regular speeders you kind of get. And then yeah, we got 6 of the 501st Spark speeders, and then the crosshair is kind of like Imperial speeder, which is like the same build, but it's like in a gray black color scheme. I really like how that looks actually. I think that just looks super cool in the darker kind of color scheme. And then the File First ones also look pretty solid. Of course, got to have the Havoc Marauder, the Bad Batch's attack shuttle. Really not like this set. I know some people aren't too big on the sand blue. Personally, especially after watching season 2, when you kind of see it fighting off those V-wings there, I think the sand blue works. Maybe it's just the lighting, but I think the sand blue is accurate-ish, kind of. I don't know. It's a really weird color scheme to kind of see. And then we have 3 of those Clone Trooper command stations. I do have more of these, but there's not really a big need to have just a bunch of command centers. It's not something you can really army build like you can like speeders, walkers, and cannons. Command stations, there's usually probably only maybe 1 or 2 that I would say they'd probably have on the field. I know in Attack of the Clones, I think we only saw the one that Yoda was on there. So yeah, so not a big reason to army build those. And then the newish Republic fighter tank. Oh man, I'm not big on the design for these things, but the 2008 model, which I think looks the nice because I just love how bulky it is. It's just a massive behemoth. And honestly, I do actually like these better than the 2017 17 ones. I don't know. That one just felt like too small to me. These ones are still small in that scale, but they are like a little bit beefier, so I kind of like them for that. But I don't know. I like them from the front. From that looks pretty good. It's just from the side, I don't know. They look kind of weak. They look kind of weak to me. It just feels like they're missing something. And then we have the 2014 AT-AP, which is a really cool set actually. Yeah, I really like that set. Definitely looks nice. Something different in the Army, kind of compared to all the speeders and kind of stuff. And then we have this. I would not advise building this. This is made from 4 501st battle packs. I will leave, I mean, if you want, I will leave the link to the instructions in the description below, but man, this was a painful build. It just wasn't a fun build. I don't think I've ever been more frustrated with a Lego build than I have with this custom AT-RT. It's cool. It's cool that this is made from 501st battle packs, because I definitely didn't want more speeders and walkers, because I have a ton of those already. So it's something different. I'm glad I did it, but I don't think I would do it again. It was not a fun build. That's just all I'll say. But yeah. And then we have the new 2022 ATTE. That was honestly a very fun build. I'm not a big Technic guy, but even I had a lot of fun piecing this thing together. So yeah, that's so cool. I definitely want to get one more of these. I'm just waiting for that Amazon sale or like the Indigo sale to happen, because usually they start. I think Indigo had it on sale, but it's out of stock. Yeah, they had it for like, I want to say 140, but it was out of stock. So I missed the gun on getting it. I think that was around Black Friday that they had it. So I definitely want to get one or more of these, because ATTEs are super cool, especially seeing them like, you know, just in both Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. And then the last vehicle is my baby. My baby. This is literally my baby. You know, like guys have their cars that are like, you know, this like their baby. This is mine right here. It's the Republic gunship. It is beautiful. It is not the UCS one, obviously, but I do want to get the UCS one eventually. But man, such a nice set. Just such a great all-around set. I love. It's just like, it's a huge shelf presence. I have it. It just sits on my desk, and it's just got a presence to it. It's like, oh man, it's probably one of the greatest Lego Star Wars sets of all time, in my opinion. Okay, so actually, funny story. So when I realized when I went to start putting everything away, I realized that when I was moving this, the foot was actually missing from the 501st ATTEs. So yeah, that's funny. All right, it's been restored. We're good.
Okay, so that wraps up our Clone Army video. It is absolutely insane. I still remember when I was like a little kid, I had like 3 clone troopers, and the fact that I can have all of this now is just absolutely insane. I will forever be grateful for being able to do this, even though Clone Army building is kind of stupid, but it's also kind of awesome when you set it up like this. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.